Oh, well, thanks, Mark. Yeah, we got enough groceries to keep us going for a while yet. Alrighty, now we'll see if Elmer is trackside. KE8HNK, WB8 VMW.
Good morning, Jim. Good morning, rest listeners. Well, if I was trackside, I would not be on the radio here. Most likely not. Saturdays are my days I go out for the long distance. I go to like Alliance or somewhere where most likely the trains won't reach a repeater. Other than that, Jim, it's a nice morning. A lot of rain last night. I woke up in the middle of the night and I found one of our basement windows leaking. It's where my little radio room / bedroom is. So we were having a lot of rain, so I didn't really sleep well. Other than that, I'm just getting ready to call the XYL, see what the plan is for the day. I know they got a dinner they want to go to, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and say 73. I'm going to be in the radio room cleaning up, so the net control, I don't know who it is today. Could call me about 7:15. That would be awesome. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Jim, K8HNK, back over to WB8 BMW.
Alrighty, Elmer. Well, it sounds like you got a pretty full weekend there. Alrighty, now we'll go down to AA8CT WB8 VMW. Morning, Craig.
WB8 VMW. Good morning, Jim. Yes, we have one of our Ohio gray days. Little fog, little mist, all good. Looks like it's going to be an indoor honey-do list today rather than outdoor spluck in the mud. So you've got a list to go. You're behind. To all the pre-netters, I wish you a great day. God bless. And I'm going to turn it back to you, Jim, so you can keep getting through that list. AA8CT back to WB8 VMW. 73's my friend, and we will talk to you on Monday.
Alrighty, Craig. Yeah, you don't want to get your boots all wet and muddy and everything, so yeah, do the honey-do list inside today. The sun will shine, you'll do it tomorrow. KDA CFH WB8 BMW. We'll say you got one pup in your lap and everything is doing good. How am I doing, Randy?
KD8ZSH. Good morning, Jim. Batting 1,000 this morning. Got the little ribbon in my lap here with me. Things are going, well, with us at least, good. Got a problem with the car. It's actually, I guess it's running or working the way it's supposed to. It just turns out it has some features that we were not aware of, and that's causing us some problems. My daughter told us last night, says, Dad, one of the car windows is down. Okay. So my wife went out to, took her fob out to check it. All 4 of them were down. What the heck? So last night before I went to bed, I got to thinking, something doesn't sound, you know, I couldn't believe I had left 4 car windows down. So I did some checking and found out if you push the right combination of buttons on your key fob on all General Motors products, you can roll all the windows down at one time. And it was raining. So got to go out this morning and see what the seats are, and I'm taking it back to the dealer, and the YouTube video that I saw said you can change that in the settings, so I'm going to ask the dealer to remove that feature. Oh well. The car still does run. It gets us where we needed to go, so we can't complain about that. So other than that, we're doing pretty good. Stay dry, stay warm, stay safe. Back to you, Jim.
All righty, Randy. Well, I'll tell you, I like my truck because it's on, off, up, and down. That's it. Alrighty, well, let's get up to Jacksonville, Florida before the K9LUCY jumps in each one of the goslings. Let me see, this here is Saturday, so I should be able to get, we'll try for the short straw, since he had business yesterday. W8JAX, WB8 BMW. Good morning, Rod, or Wendy, whichever.
Hey, good morning there, Jim. You got the short straw here this morning. W8JAX, we are a portable pedestrian, along with.
Here is K8JAX, and we're having a good morning down here. Soon to see Missy again once she gets back from her cruise. So hope you're having a good morning up there, Jim.
Yeah, Wendy was behind me a little bit. She delivered the mail over to Miss Missy's apartment here. She's been on a cruise for the past week with her daughter who turned 40. The daughter turned 40, so they hopefully had a good time. We're in the partly cloudy skies here in Jacksonville, currently 68 degrees. We're going up to the mid-80s, which is normal for this time of the year here in Jacksonville. And the good news up for northern Ohio, you are getting 2 minutes and 9 seconds of additional daylight today. And because you guys are increasing your daylight quicker than we are in Florida here, you now have 44 more minutes of daylight than northern Florida does. So those are the statistics for today. Jim, you have a great weekend. Say hello to Judy for us. Back to you. WHAAX, portable pedestrian.
All righty. Well, every day we lose a few seconds, you know. It started out, it was whooping to 40 seconds, minute 40 seconds. Now it's down to just 2 or 3. Pretty soon it'll be 2 minutes, and then it'll be a minute and so. But that's all right, Rod. We thank you for giving us extra daylight. Well, it's not by your hand, but we understand. You keep track of it and let us know. All righty, Rod, you tell Missy that we want to hear from her, out there on the walk if she's there and we contact you. So everybody stay safe and scratch old Lucy and, of course, the kids. Tell them to stay safe and stay well. All righty, let me see. Well, we'll go down to do a quick hit, Tom, because I don't think the Critters is doing very much. KA8MNT, WB8 BMW. Morning, Tom. Any ringers come in yet, or does everything look pretty good this morning? WB8 BMW.
And Jim, put me on the list in case time gets short. WB6BJM.
Okay, will do. Okay, Mark, well, go ahead, because I think Tom, maybe he's out there corralling the critters, so go ahead, Mark.
W8WKY.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to, I just wanted to make sure I was on the early bird just in case, I know time gets short sometimes, and so that's why I kind of jumped in there. Hey, good morning, Jim. Good morning to everybody. Sarah is doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for being there. You're doing a great job, Jim. Let's see. If 29.80.4 on the barometer and steady. 54.5 degrees and 52 on the dew point. So it's warmer this morning. 91% on the humidity. 3 gusting to from 2 to 3 from the southeast on the wind, and no rain yesterday, and it's going to be about 82 degrees under mostly clear skies today. Back to you, Jim. Everything's going great down here. Sarah's up and about, and we're all doing good. Back to you, WB6BJ.
All righty, Mark. Well, you be sure to give Sarah a nice little peck on the forehead. That keeps the pain away. And give her a hug just for the rest of her body. And we think about her when she gets them headaches. That's not good. All righty, well, let's go to Oklahoma here and see if Red and Frey, well, I got to get it straight here. Ray and Fred have found their way through the fog. K5, CFY, WB8, VMW.
WB8 VMW, K5 CFY. Yeah, we made it through the fog back to the house. All is well here. We're getting ready to, I guess, go to the Burger Barn, and hopefully the weather's going to hold out for us. But we had some pretty strong thunderstorms last night. I had some big hail and some pretty high wind, but didn't hear about any twisty things. So that was all good, and we needed the rain, so we're doing pretty good here today. So good to hear you, Jim. Good to hear everybody out there. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Don't forget Mother's Day, or you'll be in trouble. WX5, what am I trying to say here? We'll catch you later. K5, CFY.
All righty, Ray. Well, I got a funny feeling the kids are going to be calling this weekend and everything. And they always try to do stuff, call in and have stuff delivered, all that stuff. But sometimes they go overboard. But anyway, well, good to hear that you and Fred are doing okay. And I'm going to have to turn this here over to Stefan. But hopefully everybody we missed and didn't get to understand that sometimes I get long-winded, and so sometimes they sort of fall off the bottom of the list like LJ. But LJ will get back to you, but I got to turn it over to Stefan now before I get in trouble. NAWB, WB8, VMW. How about it, Stefan? It's 7 o'clock and it's all yours. Now you can make it official. We're sitting and listening. WB8, VMW.
WB8, VMW, November 8, Whiskey Bravo. You're never in trouble, Jim. Trust me, you'll never be in trouble. Give me 1 second for time, and then I'll read off my preamble. CQ. This is NAWB calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. Saturday Barometer Net. I'll be your net control this morning. My name is Stefan. Sierra Tango Echo Papa Hotel Echo November. My call sign is November 8. Whiskey Bravo. Our repeater call is W8WKY. This is a controlled net, and all operators are asked to check in to net control. Emergency traffic may pass and break into this net at any time. Sarah meets on this repeater every morning, 7 a.m. except Sunday. This net's open to all licensed amateurs, and any amateur is encouraged to check in and join us. The PL tone for this repeater is 114 Mark 8. Also, good morning to all of our listeners, no matter where you're located. We'll send it over to Jim, and then for his last report. Then we'll take some mobile and short-time check-ins. I'll also read off the pre-net, tell you who I got on there, and then we'll go from there. But we'll send it over to Jim to see his final words for this morning. And that's not necessarily final because he can jump back in at any time, as anyone can. WB8 BMW, November 8 Whiskey Bravo, you're up, my friend. Great to have you here this morning, Jim.
All righty, Stefan. Well, yeah. Get a little long-winded a couple of times there, but everybody understands. And I always manage to get myself in tight spots, but I can squeeze out of them. But I want to wish everybody that out there is listening and be safe if you're driving, going to breakfast or whatever. Be safe out there. Bunch of idiots on the road. And hopefully everybody will have a great weekend and stay safe and stay well. And I got to get to the kitchen because I hear my lovely wife in there making me some bacon-flavored oatmeal. So 7 trees, everybody, stay safe, stay well, keep warm, keep dry. Back to Net.
WBA BMW, November 8 Whiskey Bravo, W8WKY. We appreciate you being here, Jim, always helping us out, and always keeping the repeater ready for our nets in the mornings, and we want to say thank you for that. I'll be using NetLogger this morning. If you'd like to install it, it's located at netlogger.org. Look for the Sarah Barometer Net, W8WKY, and that's the one you should look for if you're going to join us once you get it installed. And before I go for some short-time mobile check-ins, let me read who I got so far. We had our one and only Grand Poobah, WB8 BMW Jim, W8 TD John was in and out, WA8 GXX Tom, K5 CFY Ray over there in Oklahoma, N8 YMY John was in and out. He's having breakfast right now, I believe. KC8FQV John, not John, Mark. Why I put John there, I apologize for that on my paper list. KZ8TG Tim was in and out, in there a little bit earlier. N8 VFK Cliff was in and out. KB8 TPQ Ron, appreciate hearing you. We'll get back to you in a little bit. K8 PMI Phil, appreciate you running the net for me last Saturday when I was in Tennessee. I do appreciate that. N9 TN JJ AC8AT John, K8MMY Chris, K4OG Mark, K8SFS Mark, K8HNK Elmer, AA8CT Craig, KD8 ZSH Randy, W8JAX Rod, K8JAX Wendy, N8 WS Bill, WB6BJN Mark, and your net control operator. So that means we're going to take some check-ins for the Saturday morning Barometer Net. If you didn't hear your name on that list, or if you heard your name on that list, you need not check in again. We'll run through that list after we do this list of short time and mobile check-ins or in and out. So if you heard your name, no need to check in. But if you're going to check in, please call us using your call sign phonetically and then followed alphanumerically. Phonetically followed by alphanumerically helps me get it on the log a little bit better. Please call W8WKY. And I want to say thank you to all of our listeners. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. Get your ham ticket. It's a great privilege to have it. It's not hard to do it, and you'll have lots of fun. So any check-ins, in and out, short time or mobile, please call W8WKY.
W8WKY.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Uniform, KF8 ETU, Adam, short time.
Kilo Echo 8, Echo Golf Hotel, KE8 EGH. Kevin and Hiram would like to check in this morning.
All right, let me pick it up there. All right, the one call sign, I think I messed up, but let me just check that real quick. Give me 1 second. I appreciate that. I didn't. I screwed it up plugging it in. So it was me. Operator error. Hey, but that's like it most of the times, right? All right, let me tell you who I got so far, and we will move there. KF8 ETU is short time Adam. We'll get right back to you in about a second. And K8 EGH Kevin. Appreciate that. So let me jump up to KF8 ETU Adam. Great to have you here this morning. You're up, my friend.
morning, Stefan and everyone on that. This is KFATU Adam. I am calling from the Apps Air Museum here in the airport. We are camping here with the Boy Scout troop for the weekend. The boys are all going to get to explore the museum and earn their aviation. So, having a fun time. It was certainly wet. It was raining pretty hard overnight. Most of the tents are soaked, but we're all in good spirits, getting ready to make breakfast and have a great day out here. So, I'll say 73 from KF8U.
KF8ETU, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, Adam. Yeah, great place, especially when Maslin does their hamvention there. That was a great place, good place to be, and great museum too. A lot of history there. So great, good to hear that about the Boy Scouts. Keep them going, man. Keep the Boy Scouts working towards all their badges. Great service group. It's great to hear that. So thank you so much, Adam, for being a part of that. Good friend of mine, WE8WIZ. I'm going to call him out right after Kevin, see if he's listening. He was a scout for many, many years, but let me get to Kevin real quick. KE8EGH W8WKY. Kevin, it's great to have you here this morning. You're up.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's gonna be a busy day. First, I gotta go take care of my chickens here in a little bit, but yeah, I gotta go watch my grandkids today perform in their baton. So yeah, that's about it. Other than being busy, yeah, this weather. This is crazy. I mean, the guys at work, I feel sorry for our crews because they can't get no paving done when the weather's rainy like this right now. So hopefully it clears up for them, and but us mechanics are still busy. So, but other than that, yeah, everybody have a good day. Be safe. KE8EGH.
KE8EGH W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Kevin. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was on the boat with the Burnett's this last weekend, and we were talking about you in case your ears were burning. And yeah, John and all the group John said hi, and all the group was asking what your call sign was, and I said, I forgot when I looked it up. That's when I saw that thing I sent you an email about. So great thing that you did for that. So, but appreciate you being here always, my friend. Always. So thank you so much. All right, let me reach out and see if WE8WIZ happens to be listening this morning. And maybe he'll say a word or two about scouting, like Adam was just saying, being at the Maps Museum. If you're listening there, Bob, you're up. Please let me know if you're listening. All right, I saw him last night, and maybe he's not listening, but we'll maybe listen out for him, or I'll call him one more time and see how that's doing. Went with him a couple weeks ago, and another friend of his down to Buffalo, New York. We went down for a magic convention that they're both members of, and I'm a magician too. I'm just not a member of that organization. It's one of the most prestigious organizations for magic. It's called the FFFF, Factor's Finger Flicking Frolics. So it's very, very the highest class. If you've seen magicians on Penn and Teller, Fool Us, or any of those other shows like that, those are the magicians that you'll see down there. So very, very nice to rub shoulders, and one day I'd love to join the organization. So. All right, moving up to the top of our list, we want to say thank you to W8TD, John, or anybody wants to check back in, you can always do that, but we'll move over to W8GXX. W8WKY. Tom, you're up, my friend. Great to have you here this morning.
Morning again, Stefan. And yeah, like the rain finally stopped. I think we're good till this evening. Thanks for being there, and welcome back. N8WB WHFX.
W8GXX W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Tom. Thank you so much for always being here in the morning. It's great to hear voices. That's the one good thing about amateur radio. sitting in a boat, they're asking me, well, what can you do with amateur radio? I said, well, you can do a lot for emergency times especially. That's why I got into it, to help people out. Started enjoying the Medina comms unit to actually do that, working with the sheriff's department in the comms unit, directly under not one level, but multiple levels under that, but still part of the Medina comms, and that's one of the reasons I said. The other one is you can talk to people, you can talk to friends, you hear them every single week, and that too has saved people's lives in an emergency, and we have so many stories of that. But we'll move over to Oklahoma, K5, CFY, W8, WKY. Ray, it's great to hear you this day. You're up, my friend.
W8, WKY. This is K5CFY. Good morning, Stephen. Good to have you back. Mr. Phil did a great job for you last Saturday, but good to have you back. I always enjoy listening to you, and you're very informative, and we appreciate you. Oh, not much going on here. We had storms last night, but all moved out. It's foggy here, but we're expecting to have a pretty good day, so we'll give it back to you and say thanks for being there. 73, y'all take care. K5 CFY.
K5 CFY, W8, WKY, we do appreciate you being here. Thank you, Ray, for the kind words, and all the stuff you do for the Boredom Breaker is pretty cool. Before I forget, and I'm going to hold on 1 second, Mark, FQV, I'm going to run down to Florida. Watch how fast I do it. Just like that. And we're going to get our JAXs because I know they're on the walk, and I don't want to miss them before they run out of leash or line or whatever they run out of. So, and Rod's going to be doing my net, by the way, everybody, for at the end of this month, because I'll be incognito, so to speak. So he'll be taking over the fourth Saturday for me. So WAJAX and KAJX, you're both up, Rod and Whitney. It's great to have you here today.
Well, hey, good morning there, Stefan, and to all on the Barometer Net. This is WHJAX, Portable Pedestrian, along with...
Here is KAJAX. We thank you for giving us a call there, Stefan, and hope you're having a great day. Sort of cloudy down here, but it's going to get nicer as the day goes on.
Yeah, we're starting the day off at 68, going up to the mid-80s, so that's pretty typical for northern Florida this time of the year. Ocean temperature 74 degrees, and boy, is it calm out there. 2-foot seas. That's unusually calm for the ocean, and our low tide will be at 8:38. The tide is going out currently, so glad to hear you're back from your trip there, and I look forward to filling in for you there at the end of the month, Stefan. Anytime you need a fill-in, you can always count on me if I'm around. Back to you there, Stefan. Everyone have a great weekend. WHAX, Portable Pedestrian.
WHAX and KJX, we do appreciate you, Rod and Wendy. Thank you so much for being here, always being here. It was great when you lived up here, but it's even great when you're down there because we get to hear your voices. Like I said, amateur radio is one of those wonderful things. And how does it save lives, you ask? Well, there are several stories about that. People who don't check in, but check in on a regular basis, and one day they don't. Someone says, hey, they haven't checked in today. I wonder how they are. And they go do a safety check and find out that something's wrong. That's happened many times in amateur radio. You can look up some of those stories. Some of them ended good, being found, and some of them not so good. And that reminds me of a situation down there in Avon. But other than that, amateur radio does help, even on nets. Even on nets, because you don't hear a voice and you go, wonder what they're doing. And then you just do the right thing and find out to help them out when they're in need. N8YMY, John was in and out, but like I said, anybody that's in and out wants to check in again, that's great. You can do that. So we're going to move over to KC8, FQV, W8, WKY. Mark, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today.
Well, morning, Stefan, and everyone else, KCFQV. Well, 51, I forgot to mention, for those that may not be stuck around from when Jim was there, I forgot to mention, the Cars Group's got the bus going down there to Dayton. next week. Look at the twocars.org's website. KDFTS's Eddie is who handles all that. But look at their website. And it leaves from Bagley Road, the old Kmart lot, I think is what they said, 303 and 71, and down there at 71 and Lodi. So check the website if you want to go. One day down, next week, next Friday, yesterday would have been, so now it's 1 week from today. So we'll send it back your way, Stefan, KCFQV.
KC8FQV W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, Mark. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, that's a great bus ride. I took that route several years back, and had a great time going down. It was really, really nice. I don't know if it's the same bus company, and it wasn't when we did it one year with Sarah. It was before that, and they picked me up. I can tell you when. It was several years before my father passed, and he passed in 2019 because I left my car at my parents' house, which they lived just a few miles down from that Kmart, the Kmart parking lot on 303, and so they dropped me off. My mom dropped me off that morning, and I left the car there. And nice ride down, nice ride back, and it was great seeing people. And I was recording Man on the Street voices for the amateur radio newsline. And I got some really good ones that day. I even got a woman that worked for Von Braun when she was a young woman, when Von Braun was doing the rocket stuff for the bomb stuff. So that was pretty cool. That I got to talk to her. She actually told me about some of the inner workings. Great stuff you'll find at the Hamvention. You just never know. KZ8ATG, W8WKY was in and out. We do appreciate Tim. Again, anyone that's in and out or even checked out, you can always check back in. We'll get you on the log again. N8, VFK, Cliff was in and out this morning, so we're going to move over to the guy that we know here in Wadsworth, that you can hear him churning metal off of those gears and off of that machinery that's keeping him moving along, as we will say, and that is KB8, TPQ, W8, WKY. Ron, you're up, my friend. So glad to have you here today.
This is KB8 TPQ. Good morning, Stefan, and all the netizens and the listeners in. Yeah, thanks for getting me in. Looking forward to a nice day today, even though we are waterlogged, but I guess that's part of life. Yeah, I hope everything's going well for you. Good to hear your voice. KB8 TPQ, back to net control.
KB8 TPQ, W8 WKY, we do appreciate you, Ron, being here, and so much that you always give us information in the mornings. It's great to hear your voice. Great to hear that you're out there working out and doing stuff, and the great stuff that you've done in the Wadsworth area, so thank you so much for that. PMI, W8 WKY, Phil, our other Saturday Net Control operator who filled in for me last week. I already texted him this on the net, in the text message this morning on the phone, but I want to say again, great thank you to Phil for covering for me last Saturday when I was down in Tennessee, and another good guy. Also, our current brand new Vice President of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. So sending it over to you, Phil. Great to have you here this morning.
And this is K8PMI. Good morning there, Stefan. Good morning, all the Barometer netizens out there. Just looking forward to a nice weekend. Not sure. I should be able to see my granddaughter. They should come over for Mother's Day. I think that's when we're seeing them. I know they're seeing the other side of the family today, so we got the Sunday routine, which is with me. Other than that, I'll do the honey-do list and probably just be relaxing today. So I'll send it back to you, and anytime you need coverage, it's no big deal. Usually here on every Saturday, this is my quiet time. So send it back to you. 73, everybody. This is K8PMI.
K8PMI, W8WKY, we do appreciate you, Phil. Thank you so much for always doing that, and also for being the VP this go-round. So we thank you for that, and our friend KD8SLG for being the president of Silvercreek. We do appreciate that, too, for Nick. Thank you so much for both of you guys. And Nick may or may not be listening. I didn't hear him check in this morning, but you know what? He's that guy behind the curtain. So, you know, if ever you hear like a swooping sound and everything goes down, it's probably because the curtain fell on him. That's all I'm going to say. So we're going to move over to N9TNW8WKY. I was down your way, JJ, down in Tennessee last weekend. Fishing wasn't so great at Norris Lake, but everybody there, even the fishing guides told us that fishing was bad for the last 3 weeks. So you're up, my friend JJ. Great to have you here.
Well, good morning, Stephen. Good morning to everybody on the Barometer Net. I sure hope everybody's doing okay today. I've been trying to write a book here. I usually take Saturdays off, but yesterday I decided to play in the radio room a little bit longer than I normally do. So I was trying to make up some time today, so I came in here and been typing away here. Anyway, I've currently got cloudy skies, 45 degrees. High today is supposed to be in the mid-70s. I've got wind out of south-southwest at 9 miles per hour, gusting at 20. If I go out there, it might blow me away. I don't know how they're getting this probability of precipitation is 1%. So I get 1% chance of rain today. Humidity 100%. That means the dew point is 45 degrees. Pressure is at 29.85 inches and rising, and nothing much going on here. Just enjoying the morning here in the radio room / office novel writing desk. N9TN. Back to you, Stephen. Thank you.
N9TNW8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, JJ, all the time. Thank you so much. And, yeah, thanks for giving us that report. When I left on Tuesday to come back, I was supposed to come back today or tomorrow, actually today. If I would have come back tomorrow, I probably would have gotten a slap on my mom. But that's because she loves me. At least that's what she tells me. But when I left on Tuesday to come back from La Follette, Tennessee, that's where we come into Lake Norris. There's several cities around it, but we stay in La Follette at the condo there. He said 100% chance of rain on Wednesday, and I still have friends down there. They're coming home on Tuesday, and this coming Tuesday, and they definitely rained on Wednesday. 100% chance it rained. But right after we left and after the rain, that was the best fishing that they had. They caught a 10-pound, 12-pound, and a 7-pound. And I would have liked to have caught half of that weight on one fish. But other than that, that would have been fun. So, but anyways, it was a great time down there. It's always a great time, and hopefully I'm going to be getting down to Lake Norris, Tennessee by myself sometime this year. I'm praying to go down to the condo. And I'd really like to go down there for 2 to 3 weeks or even a month because I'd like to do a few things and tootle around on the water, but we'll see what happens. AC8AT-W8WKY. Wasn't sure, John, if you checked in or out, but I know you were on with Jim this morning. If you're still there, it's great to have you, my friend.
W8WKY, AC8AT. Top of the morning to you, Stephen. Boy, you're sure doing a good job with the net, and everybody appreciates that. Anyway, Elyria is 52 degrees, feels like 51, 96% humidity, wind south-southwest at 6, and the high today 70. We have a 60% chance of rain during the day and 50% this evening. So we'll see what happens with that. Good hearing you, Stefan. And I went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee one time, and that was a really nice place. I remember that place fondly. They had a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum there. That was really cool. Anyway, let me say best of 73s, and to all our listening friends, best regards to them too. W8WKY, AC8AT.
AC8AT, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, my friend, always, and thank you for checking in this morning. It's always great to hear your voice, my friend. And yeah, Gatlinburg's a great place. I've never been down there, but I have friends down there. But I have been to some of the Ripley's museums. I was at the one in South Carolina, I believe, and there's one in Florida. So it was great to be down there. But they're all kind of the same. They all have like one or two little differences, but they are very interesting places. And when I was growing up, I loved the Ripley's, believe it or not, shorts that they had. And I didn't see them when they first were printed. I'm not that old, but they put them in books, the old Ripley's, believe it or not. And they had a TV show, if you remember, a couple of them. They would reboot the TV show, Ripley's, believe it or not. So great stuff that he had on his writing material. And I believe he started out as a sports writer, if I'm not mistaken. I think the history was he was a sports writer, and then he started getting these little stories and stuff, and then he just made it a career. And what a good career it was. So very cool. Thanks for letting us know that, John, and very, very, very nice. K8MMY, W8WKY. Our friend Chris over there down where Amherst people live, and also part of the Norris group. So I get to see Chris a lot of times at the Norris luncheon. So anybody who's interested in that, that is the first Tuesday of every month. And if you get on their mailing list, they'll tell you which restaurant they're going to be at. And I missed this last one because I was in Tennessee driving home. But anyways, other than that, Chris, great to have you. You're up, my friend.
Good morning, Stefan, and all of the netizens out there. Having a good, gloomy Ohio gray day, but we're going to go get some breakfast, and I'm sure that'll make it a whole lot better. Stefan, you're coming in quite a bit low, and that's not just you alone, but everybody else coming in pretty high. So you might want to get closer to the mic or something. I don't know. But good to hear from you. Hope to see everybody down at the Dayton Hamvention. I'll be there all 3 days, and so we'll catch up with you then. K8MMY. Back to you, Stefan.
K8MMY, W8WKY. Does that sound any better? Well, I must have switched over right away. K8MMY, W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Chris, for being here this morning. Thank you so much for that. And, yeah, very nice. Please drive safely wherever you're going. K4OG, W8WKY. Mark, you're up, my friends. Great to have you here today.
W8WKY, November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Good morning, Stefan. Good to hear you again this morning, sir. Well, not much here. I'll keep it short. Fixing to head down to Kentucky for the 17th wedding anniversary and check on the wife's arm where she broke it and had surgery, and we'll see if she can hug me yet. I don't think so. I don't think I can hug her back too well, but we sure are going to try. And then look forward to ziggying back up here to Ohio and getting ready for Hamvention and lots of other stuff. You know, I'm going to get some tutoring from the Wooster group about FL Digi and, you know, just expand my horizons. It's all fun. K4OG, back to, let's say, Steph, I've mixed up all the call signs. November 8 Whiskey Bravo and W8WKY. K4OG. Back to you, sir.
K4OG, W8, WKY, we do appreciate you being here, Mark. Not a problem, my friend. Not a problem. And yeah, that's pretty cool that you're going to be doing that. And I saw that message, by the way, from Doug Hunter about the about the FL Digi, and I told him that it's part of the comms group. We have a digital net, and that's for anybody that's listening. We have a digital FL Digi net every fourth Wednesday of the month. Every fourth Wednesday of the month. So if anybody's interested with that, but I told him I love FL Digi, so yeah, very cool. The stuff you can do with it, the messages that you can transmit, and then if you get into any of their other software like FLAMP, that's pretty cool too, because FLAMP gives you the capability of breaking messages on a repeater if you're sending it through that way, and it will actually stop mid-message so the repeaters can reset. You can put that time in there, and then it'll start again, and if it's a long message, it'll stop again and just keep doing that until they get the same one. Plus, it'll send blocks and stuff like that. So, anyways, other than that, yeah, very cool. I can't wait to hear how well they did with the net. So, appreciate you, my friend. We'll over to KE8SFS W8 WKY. Mark, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today.
Yeah, good to hear you, Stephanie. And we got 52 degrees here, and I feel like 49 degrees. And we're supposed to get 17% thunderstorm that afternoon, late afternoon, around 5 o'clock. It could happen at 4 o'clock, wherever. Let's see what the wind is. Wind is 6 miles per hour north to west. Gas price, I don't have the gas price. I can't log on. But we can't do nothing about that. Last reading I got was yesterday at $4.72 to $4.73. So that was yesterday. It could have dropped since then. And let me drop this for a bit. Yeah, I'm doing okay and everything. Just lying on the bed listening to you guys and doing a word search puzzle and everything. And doing what I should. And I'm going to stay home today. And that. Okay? I'll see you next week. Kia a Sir Pato, sir.
K8SFS W8 WKY, we do appreciate you being here, Mark. Thank you so much for joining us all the time. It's great to hear what you're doing, and I hope you're still doing a lot of chess. That keeps the brain going. And yeah, chess is a great game. A lot of chess movies came out as of recently, and I saw that one series about the woman playing chess, and that was kind of a good series, kind of interesting. So, but a lot of good chess movies have been coming out. K8HNK W8 WKY. Elmer, you're up, my friend, if you're still here. Great to have you here.
K8HNK, good morning, rich listeners. Yeah, I'm down here cleaning up some of the radio room, getting ready to go over to the XYL's house and get things done. Hopefully it'll dry out enough I can mow and take care of the coop. Gotta go let the chickens out of the other coop. And other than that, plan on building a new coop, so that's going to be a fun thing. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, K8HNK, back over to Net Control. Everybody stay healthy and stay blessed. In 73.
K8HNK W8 WKY, we do appreciate you being here. Thank you, Elmer. Always good to hear from you. It really, really is. And good to hear about the chickens. You know, who doesn't love chickens? I mean, I love eggs. I'm telling you. There's a person at our church that has chickens. I got a dozen free-range eggs in my refrigerator right now I got from him, so that's kind of cool. So, yeah, who doesn't like eggs, man? Really, really like eggs. That's a hint, by the way. Really, really. I kid. But anyways, great to have you here this morning, Elmer. Thank you so much. AACT, W8, WKY. Great. If you're still here and you're not eating breakfast, you're up, my friends. Great to have you.
W8WKY. Good morning, Stefan. Beautiful day in the neighborhood for all us guys that have wives that have honey-do lists to stay inside and work on that list, because if you're like me, I need all the brownie points I can get, plus the fact that tomorrow is Mother's Day, and that's a real need brownie points. So there you have it. Good morning to all the netizens out there. Have a safe day and a blessed day. Stefan, thank you, and sorry your fishing didn't go as well as you had anticipated and or hoped. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to you. This is AA8CT, turning it back to W8WKY, also NAWB, and it's always fun to chat with you. Take care, my friends, 73s, and we will talk to you down the log.
AACT, W8WKY, we do appreciate you being here, Greg. Thank you so much. And yeah, several years ago, I went to the farmer's market and I bought a bunch of melons. I'm not married, but I think I had about 3 or 4 melons. And I had my own honeydew list, which honeydew melon I was going to eat first. So that's how that goes. Wacka wacka. So we do appreciate you being here, my friend. And yeah, those are great things to have. If you have one, get it done, man, because then you can go down for your 17th anniversary down like Mark's going, fulfilling all those honeydew lists over those years. And we do buy, I forgot to tell you, Mark, K4OG, I hope that her arm does get better. And you got to quit arm wrestling with her, though. I mean, that's just one of those things. You just got to quit doing that. KD8, ZSH, W8WKY, Randy, and the pack of dogs. You're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today.
KD8, ZSH. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, everybody. Just want to say hi to everybody. I hope your weekend's starting out good. Last night it was saying it was going to be raining today, and now my forecast says dry. So it'll probably be somewhere in between. But hope you guys have a great one. Have a great weekend. This is KD8 ZSH clear, and back to that. 73s, everybody.
KD8 ZSH, W8WKY, we do appreciate you being here every day. Randy, thank you so much for joining us on the net. Like I said, nets are important because not only do we get to hear people and hear about the wonderful escapades in people's lives, but also we get to make sure that they're checking in periodically. We know people go on vacations and people don't check in all the time, but, you know, people who check in on a regular basis, you get kind of concerned at times, so you always want to check in and see how they're doing. So that's come in handy for health checks as well. So we do appreciate you, Randy. And for always telling us how many dogs you have, like the 3-dog night, you know. When it's really cold, you sleep with 3 dogs. That's where you got that from. So very, very cool, my friend. We had WHAX and KHAX, Rod and Wendy, who were with us just a little while ago. We do appreciate them down there in Jacksonville, Florida. And as I said, Rod, WHAX, will be running my last Saturday of this month, the 4th one. And he always does a great job at that. A bang-up job, as they say. Now we're going to move over to the weather station. As our late friend who passed away used to call Bill, the NAWS, the weather station, and me, the NAWB, the weather bureau. So that was pretty cool. But NAWS, W8WKY. Bill, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today. And say hi to Judy for us.
W8WKY and the group NAWS. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, all of that. Good to hear everybody this morning. Air quality index this morning is at 35. Tropo is between 0 and a 4, depending on where you live in Ohio. My sunrise, 6:15. My sunset, 8:36. Length today, 14 hours, 20 minutes. Solar flux indices at 120. Sunspot number is 68. A is 12, K is 1. Geomagnetic field is quiet. Heat skip on 50 megahertz. I'm going to check that out today. I could use some traffic on 6 meters. Currently, my temperature is at 53 degrees. Humidity, 93%. Wind speed south at 9, southwest at 9. Barometer 2975, 2.51 degrees. Visibility 10 miles. Prediction for today is showers and thunderstorms likely, mainly after 5 p.m. cloudy through mid-morning, then gradually clearing with a high near 70 degrees. Boy, that'll feel good. It's awful wet out there, though. Southwest wind 7 to 14 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 24. Chance of precipitation is 60%. New rainfall amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch, except during thunderstorms. That's typical. SpaceWeather.com. Okay. Farside sunspot turns toward Earth. The farside sunspot that hurled multiple CMEs into space last week is emerging over the sun's eastern limb. It's right here. There's a link there. You can check it out. And the Stonehenge of Paris. That's neat. Twice a year, the setting sun slips into the Arctic. I don't know how to pronounce that. Turning the chance Elysees into Solar Observatory. Yesterday, May 8th. G. Christopher photographs the alignment from Paris, France. That's a neat picture. If you get a chance to take a look at that. Good article, too, although I can't pronounce some of the words. Currently, there's 5 sunspot groups on the sun, but be careful, there's 6 ones coming around. It might have some trouble brewing in it. Thank you, Stephen. Good to hear you. W8WKY in the group. With NHWB at the mic. 7-3, everyone. NHWS.
NHWS, W8WKY, we do appreciate you being here, Bill. You were a little noisy. I put a report. I texted it to you, what it sounded like. So if you want to look at your cell phone, I texted that. So, but a little noisy this morning, which is, I haven't heard that in a while. But we'll talk. I said I'd give you a buzz before I left on my fishing trip, so I'll make sure to give you a buzz tomorrow and say happy Mother's Day to Judy. And Bill is probably one of my closest friends in amateur radio. I found WE8WIZ and NAWS are the closest that I have. But Bill was first there, and many years ago for the West Park. When I joined West Park, he and Judy and then their son Billy sort of pulled me into the fold, and I want to say thank you to them. And they've had me over for really good dinners, as a matter of fact. Like, you don't necessarily get on the list just because you have good dinners, but they invited me some really good, nice dinners, and I appreciate that. But yeah, probably one of my oldest amateur radio close friends is Bill. So, and then he's got a cool call sign like mine, WS and WB. There you go. Right next, we're neighbors, a little bit down the road, but yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. WB6BJN, W8WKY. Mark, you're up, my friends. Great to have you here today.
W8WKY.
Hey, Stefan, good morning. Great to be here. As always, it's always a great day to be here. WB6BJN on the Barometer Net. And going to have a good day, I think, down here in Tennessee. Currently, 29.82.5 on the barometer, and it is holding steady. 55.8 degrees, 53 degrees on the dew point. Dew point temperature fairly close. Humidity 90%, and when they get fairly close, that's what happens with the humidity. It goes up. Wind speed 2 to 5 out of the southwest on the wind. No rain today, no rain yesterday, but we might get some tomorrow. So, what's happening in the weather? Bill is right. And, you know, this is a thing that fools people, is people wake up in the morning and they look at the sky and, wow, it's clear, it's nice, it's cool. It's going to be a nice day. Well, until the convection kicks in. Let me take a break. You get daytime heating, air rises from the ground up. There's cold air that's connected with the low pressure off the east coast of Canada. That's feeding these cold fronts that are coming in. There's a little bit of warm moist air that comes up ahead of him, and mix that with sunshine and rising air currents and CAPE, what they call CAPE, convective available potential energy of 500 joules per kilogram or greater, and you have a recipe for thunderstorms in the late afternoon. And yep, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you can set your watch by it. So that could happen today. Then behind that system, things could get cooler tonight. Could even be some frost in some parts of the Midwest. Let me take a breath. As long as you have a low-pressure area that's along the east coast of Canada around Hudson Bay, temperatures are going to stay below normal. There could be a light at the end of the tunnel because the high-pressure area that's over the western United States, over California, could start to move eastward during the week. And if it makes the East Coast by next weekend, it could bring warmer temperatures. The hot temperatures that are over California could start moving eastward. And you guys could actually get some temperatures that feel more like the season that it's in. Florida, South Florida is going to be hot. North Florida is going to be cooler. Could be some increasing rain there. And elsewhere, Tennessee, around western Tennessee, could have a 1 out of 5 chance of some severe thunderstorms today, and maybe again next week. And we could get some rain here as well, but nothing huge. Back to you, Stefan. WB6BJN, that's the weather. Everybody have a great weekend. Have a happy Mother's Day. Don't forget your mother, if she's still here. Back to you, sir. WB6BJN.
WB6BJN, W8WKY, we do appreciate you, Mark, being here. And yeah, even if your mother's gone, think of your mother for a little bit, because she raised you and she did a pretty good job, I think. I saw this sign the other day. It's kind of funny. It's a tree company, and they put up these really funny signs, and it said, our mothers raised really good fellers, F-E-L-L-E-R-S, fellers, trees, get it? They put up a couple of signs like that, different ones, different, like, funny signs. They're a local tree company. And every time I see one, I think, wow, that's unique. That's really cool. So we want to say thank you, Mark, for being here this morning, and, yeah, for all that you do for us, and always giving us great reports and things. And we also want to say thank you to all of our listeners. We had KFA-ETU was short time, just a little bit ago, K8EGH down there in Kevin in Jaga County, one of my favorite counties in all the world. My good friend at Tracy, because I used to do the Jaga Fair every year for the whole entire fair when I was helping Ken and Ruthie and several other people. He used to always say, Jaga County was God's county. Well, every county is, but yeah, really do like Jaga. I do live in Medina, but Jaga is one of my favorites. K8, CWS, W8, WKY. Corbin, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here this morning.
Good morning, Stefan, and the rest of the net. Hope everyone is doing well on this Saturday morning. We got 54 degrees down here in Columbus this morning. Light wind out of the south at 6 miles an hour. 93% humidity. 29.77 on the barometer, and a dew point of 52 degrees. Tells me we're running up to 73 today. And the rain is hopefully going to be stopping soon. Hopefully, because we've got some Mother's Day, and my mom's birthday is on Mother's Day. So, and it's a milestone this year. So, we've got some big plans later, and some of them involve being outdoors. So, hopefully, the rain abates. The road to Hamvention rolls on. Not much new to report, except I got my radios programmed with all the frequencies, including Sarah, of course. Do you want to give some quick advice that I found last night messing around with Chirp and AI? Claude recognizes or
can be asked to recognize the files that are used in chirp, and so you can drop that programming file in, tell it what you want to do. Let me take a quick break. K8CWS returning. You can drop that file in my case I use Claude, and say, hey, I want to add on to this programming file, and I gave it all of my Hamvention frequencies, and it was able to add all that in a sensible way, very easily, very quickly. I was very impressed. So I've been messing around with some of that stuff quite a bit lately, and this was just kind of another thing where I was like, I'm going to see what it can do, and it went very well. So I don't think I'll be making tedious one-off, one row at a time changes to my programs anymore. If it can help me do that a little more easily, I think everybody can relate. That's not a fun process. So anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you, Stefan. Thanks so much for picking me up. Wishing everybody a wonderful Saturday, a wonderful weekend, happy Mother's Day, and this is K8CWS saying 7-3.
KCWS, W8WKY, we do appreciate you being here, Corbin. We thank you so much for that. And, that's great to know. I'm going to have to play around with that, see about the Claude thing. Maybe they can do that with the RT system files as well, because I use the RT system software for almost all my radio programming. I did play around with the chirp ones. It is a good program. It's a very good program. But I just have always kind of drawn to the RT systems ones. So, but I'll see if that will work for that too. It doesn't surprise me. AI, when it looks at a file structure, it can figure stuff out like that. So very, very cool. And that's the first time I've heard from anybody, by the way. Thank you so much, Corbin, for anyone checking in named Corbin. The only one that I remember was from the movie Fifth Element, Corbin Dallas, with the Bruce Lee. Why did I say that? I said Bruce Lee. That's funny. But anyways, the actor who played that, Corbin Dallas. So I remember, and he's not doing too good health-wise right now. A mental issue. But anyways, yeah, it reminds me of that, and so thank you so much for checking in, and I appreciate you being here, my friend. KF8FW, W8WKY. Jim, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here. And right after Jim, we're going to do another round of check-ins because I'm at the bottom of my list, but give me a minute for Jim. KF8FW.
W8WKY.
Stefan, good morning to you and everyone on the net. Big ham radio week for me. Joined Sarah. Enjoy listening to the nets and checking in now and then. So wanted to give my support. Going to Hamvention for just today because of some family stuff, which is very important, but looking forward to that. And my daughter is taking her technician's test tonight. She's in her early 20s and took her out on POTA, and she got interested, so she's taking her technician's test tonight. I'm very confident she's a good student. Hi. One last thing, I love what you said about moms. Thinking about your mom, even as she's passed. Unfortunately, my mom's passed. But here's a big salute to all the moms out there and a big happy Mother's Day. And I'm KF8FW, and back to net control.
KF8FW, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, Jim. Yeah. I see that you're from Lorain County using the NetLogger software, netlogger.org. You can set up a whole bunch of fields, whatever you want. Even I always have mine with counties in it, at least the address counties and grid square. Kind of cool to do it that way. But there's like 30 more fields that you can put in, or 20 more. But I just use the ones that are important for the net. But you can unlock all those fields just by putting a check mark in a box, and boom, you got a bigger log. But, yeah, great to have you here, and great to hear about your daughter getting her ham radio license. So very, very cool. As a matter of fact, Sarah's ham radio VE session is coming up on June the 6th. June the 6th is our next session. And the Norris session was just last Saturday, as a matter of fact, last Saturday, the first day of my fishing trip when I was down there in Tennessee. But Norris always does theirs the month before ours. So Norris does January, we do February. They do March, we do April. So we zigzag like that, so that way there's always a first Saturday of every month that anybody can take a test exam from. And those are both online, W8, WKY. You can find ours under Get License, and then the Norris page, you can find their test information as well. So great to hear that, Jim. I hope she gets your license, and then we'll have another person on the radio. Let me break for a second. This is November 8 Whiskey Bravo, running the net for the W8 WKY Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Barometer Net Saturday morning version. And we've had a good group of people here, but I'm going to take another round of check-ins real quick. And if you'd like to check in this morning, please give me your call sign phonetically and follow that up alphanumerically. So phonetically followed up by alphanumeric gets me a little bit easier to hear that on the log. And then also let me know if you are short-time mobile or in and out. And then we're going to take another round of check-ins. And then after that, we're going to send it over to W8 CTM at some point to close us out. But other than that, if you'd like to check in, please do that. And also thank you to all of our listeners. Check-ins, check-ins, check-ins. And I want to say thank you.
November 8, Juliet, Kilo, Oscar, Joe in Willoughby.
Kilo Delta CWS with a quick recheck.
November 8, Yankee, Mike Yankee, and 8YMY. Recheck when you got time.
Alpha Bravo 8, Mike Oscar, AB8MO.
November Tango 8 Delta NT8D Dave in copy.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Delta Echo, KF8 EDE. Passing coverage.
All right, let me pick it up there. All right, I had a couple crashes. I'll sort those out in a second, but I'll tell you what I got so far. I had NA JKO Joe, got you on the log there. We'll get back to you in a little bit. I had a station that doubled, and it was started with a KD8. I'll get back to you in a minute. AB8MO Andy. There was somebody that doubled with NT8D Dave, and so I had two doubles, but we'll sort the first one out. And then we had a KF8 EDE, so we'll get back to you in a minute. But whoever was the KD8 station, and I think you doubled with Andy or somebody, KD8, if you didn't hear your name, give me your call sign. We'll throw you on the log.
KB8LJ, Kilo Bravo 8, Lima Juliet.
All right, KB8LJ, I know you, Charles. Appreciate that, my friend. And then someone doubled with Dave, NT8D. If that wasn't you, Charles, if it was somebody else that doubled, just give me your call. We'll throw you on the log.
That might have been me, Kilo 8, Charlie Whiskey here. I was just popping in for a quick recheck. Maybe you got me, but if not, no rush.
All right.
Yeah, I think you missed me too. N8YMY.
So let me start with whoever the recheck was. Give me your call sign, and then I'll grab who was underneath you. So who was the recheck?
I was in there, Stefan, N8YMY.
I got you. Appreciate that. But there was another person there that just said recheck as well. That doubled with you on that one.
I think it was me, Stefan. I'm so sorry. Kilo 8, Charlie Whiskey Sierra, K8 CWS. No rush.
All right, K8 CWS got you there for the recheck. Was there anybody else before we move on? Anybody else? I think there was a couple more doubles, but if you were listening, or if you double, just give me your call sign. We'll throw you on. We don't want to leave any ham radios behind. So anybody there, please give us a call. W8WKY.
Kilo Delta 8, Juliet November X-ray.
Kilo Bravo 8, Oscar Tango Kilo, Mike, New Middletown, in and out, please.
All right, let me pick it up there. I believe I got everybody. KD8 JNX Brooker, great to hear you, my friend. KB8 OTK Mike, in and out. Appreciate that as well. And I think that was it, so I'm going to go to our rechecks first. First recheck was N8YMY, W8WKY. John, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you for the recheck.
Good morning, Stefan. Sorry I missed your first round there. Saturdays sometimes can be pretty tough because I was en route from Jim's pre-net to getting breakfast and getting down here and getting the gates open before everybody starts showing up for these youth games. So that's probably what I was doing. Anyhow, that's what we're doing today. We got youth games all day. Last game, I believe, starts around 7:30. So it's going to be a long day. But anywho, everybody have a great day. I think the sun's supposed to come out later and it's supposed to warm up. So get out and have some fun on a Saturday. We'll talk to you later, Stephen. Take care. 7-3, N8YMY.
N8YMY, W8WKY. Thanks for the recheck, my friend. You be safe out there, John, and hopefully we'll see you soon, one of these days. So K8CWS. Corbin for the recheck. You're up, my friend.
Hey, thanks, Stefan. Sorry about the crashes earlier. I just was going to say, I heard you mention RT System software, and I actually was messing with that as well, and I found that if you work in CSV, that works as well. So obviously there's some limitations there. You know, it's memories only at that point. You know, it can't do settings and stuff, but yeah, it does work with RT systems as well. So thanks for picking me back up. I appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody. K8CWS.
W8WKY.
KCWS, W8WKY, we do appreciate you, Corbin. Thank you for that word. That's really, really kind of you to come back and let us know that. Yeah, one of the things that I found out with RT Systems, like I said, I don't play a lot with Chirp, but I know it's a good piece of software. But with RT Systems, whenever I get a new radio, if I just open up one of my previous programming programs and just do a Control A and then a Control C for highlight all, and then Control C to copy, and then Control V to paste in the new logger, it copies absolutely everything that you want copied in there, and then I just do any little ads. Of course, like you said, menus and stuff like that, but I do appreciate that. I'll have to look at that for the AI stuff moving forward, and yeah, very, very cool. All right, now let's get on with the rest of our net, and then we can call out for Carrie in a little bit, but we're going to move over to N8JKO, W8WKY. Joe, good friend of mine, you're up. It's great to have you here today, Joe.
Good morning, Net Control, and good morning, everybody on the net. This is N8JKO. Well, we got 53 degrees and 91% humidity along the beautiful north coast in Willoughby, Ohio, the best location in the nation. I think we're going to have a great day today, but we're not going to be anywhere near the QTH. Got grandkids, and they're in sports, so we're heading out to Rocky River Reservation in about an hour and a half, and then out in Lakewood for a baseball game. Thankfully, my other grandson had his game yesterday, so we get a little bit of a break. And speaking of break for time. I've been sitting here since 6:55 waiting to check in. So, if KF8ATU is still listening, I'd like to extend my compliments to him and best wishes to his scout troop for the Aviation Merit Badge. That's coming from an old Eagle Scout, Greater Cleveland Council, class of 1972. So Anytime I hear anything about the Scouts, they always get my attention. So best wishes to you. Take care. And moving right along, that's part of the plans for today. Still working on a couple of antenna designs and still waiting for the ARRL to respond to my book submission. So all in all, it's busy, 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 and I wouldn't have it any other way. So with that, I'll send it back to Net Control with best wishes to everyone. Please take care. God bless to you all. And 7-3, this is N8JKO.
N8JKO, W8WKY, we do appreciate you being here. Everybody, I've heard this a million times before by me, but Jill was one of the people that was a go-to person for me at Cuyahoga Community College. We both worked there. Different buildings, different departments, but Joe was just always available if we needed something done. And so I want to say thank you to that. And then, several other people that are on ham radio today that were also members of Cuyahoga Community College. But thank you, Joe. And yeah, that's great that you have grandkids to do that with. I don't, but I have nephews, Jacob and Carter, that I take to they're very young, but they do play sports, and I've been able to see them play and actually take them to several of their games. So very cool that you do that, my friend. We're going to move over to KB8LJ, W8WKY. Charles, missed you at the breakfast, but hopefully in June I'll see you at the June one for the Norse luncheon. I should say not breakfast, but luncheon. You're up, my friend Charles.
W8WKY from KB8LJ. Well, I was at the last Norse luncheon. I don't recall seeing you there. It was held at Canaries here in North Olmsted. I have to comment on a couple of things on the air this morning. More and more people will start talking about AI and what it can do in the ham radio realm primarily. And what I find interesting is that I've found it not only to be reasonably helpful in creating website software for the website that I've been working on. It always generates buggy code, but if you keep going back complaining about it, one little routine that I asked it to do, it took 5 round trips to Gemini to get it to come up with the code that really worked properly. And the other aspect of it that I've found amazing and beyond mind-bending is its applications in the psychological realm, because I played around some with throwing in information about people and asking it to comment on their general personality architecture, and in some cases they get really heavily into some psychoanalytic stuff. And it is absolutely mind-bending and scary as the dickens how good it is and how thorough it is. So I won't say any more than that on that topic. Break for time. And one other thing to do, I'll put out a little bit of a call for help here. I know we got guys out there that like to help people put up antennas, but I got a problem that's simpler than putting up an antenna by quite a bit. I've got some blocked up gutters that if there's somebody who has handyman skills, I'd be glad to pay him some money to clean out the gutters on my upper roof. I've got a split level, and the upper roof gutters are probably maybe about 12 feet off the ground. I got the ladders and everything, but I'm just too unsteady on my feet to safely try doing it. And the other project I could use help with that should be 1% of an antenna project is I've got an outdoor thermometer here that I'm hoping somebody could climb up the ladder and nail it to the wall, because again, I think I would be very smart to stay off of ladders at this point in my life. So, KB8LJ, back to net.
KB8LJ, W8WKY, we do appreciate you, Charles. Yeah, you didn't see me because I wasn't there. I was down in Tennessee, but that's why I said I didn't see you, but that's cool. I'll see you next month, hopefully, Lord willing, down there. But yeah, it's a good thing that you reached out to people. There are so many people in amateur radio, and I know there's several groups and organizations that help people out. Even the Sarah group has a group that people can contact and help out, get help with little things like that, especially when it comes to amateur radio. So on the side, like the antennas or maybe even the thermometer, just pounding it on a wall is not that hard. But anyways, we're glad that you're not climbing ladders and you're not getting hurt. So please reach out, and we'll see if there's anybody that picks up the call. So AB8MO, W8WKY. Andy, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today.
WB/W8WKY. This is AB8MO. Well, good morning, all. I was, just woke up. Yeah, I checking with you. I don't normally check it on Saturday, but I'm actually up this morning. So, just thought I'd remind folks about the Board and Breaker Net this afternoon. I somehow got talked into running the first hour today, so I will be opening the Board and Breaker Net this afternoon. It'll be 1 p.m. local time here, noon Tulsa time, so hopefully catch some of you guys over there on the Board and Breaker Net. I don't know if they I'll have 147.015 connected. It covers Akron pretty good, actually. Don't know about 39. It may or may not be connected. That's up to the powers to be down there. I'm not going to bother linking both repeaters, but I'll definitely have a 015 connected. So I got from here. Happy Mother's Day to all. I don't think we got any mothers up on that, but if there's any that are listening, Happy Mother's Day. Back she comes. NAWB. This is AB8MO.
W8WKY.
AB8MO, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, my friend. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's a lot of mothers out there, but there's not a whole lot that checked in. But we'll say thank you to all of them that are out there and people love and raise them, good people. And, thanks, Andy, for hanging out with us all the time. Great to hear you. And, my buddy's down in Burton. That's who I was fishing with down there in Tennessee. So we always go down every year. John Burnett and Ken Burnett and then their sons and grandsons, Isaac Hutchinson and several other people. So, and Logan Burnett is the son of John, and Jeff Burnett's the son of John. So we were all down there fishing. Very happy to be and know the Jaga people. And I got my 2 gallons of maple syrup. Before I left, I handed them over to my friend Nancy, who took them to the house, dropped them off for me, and they were still there when I got back. So that was really, really good. NTAD, W8WKY, David, it's great to have you here this morning. You're up, my friend.
Hey, good morning there, Stefan. All the netizens, all the listeners. I ended up not sleeping in this morning. The cat kept on bothering me, and so I just got up, gave up. Beautiful Ohio gray out there, and it's supposed to get warmer. I think I'm going to try to get a hold of Jim, VMW, later and go test some antennas over at his place. I was supposed to have a rehearsal today, but they don't need me for it, so that's fine. I will do some other things. Don't think I'm going to get to the lawn mowing today. I'm going to wait another couple of days. But I got some wiring to look at on the boat that's not working like it should, and I said head over to Jim's. Maybe I'll get to do that around board and breaker time. So if so, we'll say hi from Jim's place because he'll probably be on the porch. You have a good one there, Stefan. Thanks for taking my call. Thanks for running the net this morning. 73's all. Have a wonderful weekend. NTAD.
NTAD, W8WKY. We do appreciate you being here, Dave. Thank you so much for that. And people who are regulars to the Barometer Net know that Dave is our Monday morning net control operator, has been the Monday morning net control operator for many, many years. And we do appreciate him for that. And he also was the coordinator for a long time for the nets. We do appreciate him for doing that for those many years as well. And yeah, I wish I had your talents, man, to both tune pianos and play pianos. And the only talents I got, well, I have a lot of it, but I do sing. So if you ever hear of a singing gig or even a show that they need somebody, I'm pretty good with that. I've done that for quite a while. Even sang for some weddings and stuff. And I am a magician like WE8WIZ. So pretty cool that you do that, though, and I do appreciate you being here. So we're going to move over to KFA EDE W8WKY. Patrick, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here.
W8WKY, this is KFA EDE. And Stefan, it sounds like you're a man of many talents. So I'm enjoying listening this morning. I listen a lot, don't always check in. I'm usually in and out. But a lot of talk about fishing this morning got my interest because I can't wait to get out. But it's been rain, cold, going on for 2 springs now, and we got the boat all ready, and I can't wait to get out. I'm hoping to go down to Atwood Lake and do some sawguy and crappie fishing. I imagine in Tennessee you were down there bass fishing, but sorry it didn't go as well as you had hoped, but it seemed like you were there at the right time of year. Also, I hear that you're talking about the groups that help with things like antennas. Boy, I'm really one that needs some help with that. I've had a base radio for over a year now, and I just had a technician license, but working on the general, and I'm just lost when it comes to putting up antennas. So, I don't know, maybe I need to join the SARANet there and get more involved. I have listened to a couple of your meetings online, but like I said, I'm kind of lost when it comes to the antennas, but enjoy listening to you guys, and can't wait to get out there and do some fishing. So with that, I'll give it back to you, Stefan, and this is KFA EDE 73, everyone.
KFA EDE W8WKY. We do appreciate you, Patrick. Thank you for the kind words. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I've done quite a few things in my life, as a matter of fact, and I still do quite a few things in my life. Not necessarily all good, but I try. I'm very blessed to be a Christian, and very blessed to be following what my Savior says to do, and I do make mistakes, but yeah, so I've been very blessed to do that. But yeah, when we were down in Tennessee, we normally fish for striped bass, and striped bass is what we love going for. We did catch a good share of smallmouth and largemouth bass, but believe it or not, the sizes that we were catching down there weren't even the legal limit, but up here they would have been fine to take home. They would have been the legal limit. So, and then they have a weird thing down there in Tennessee at Lake Norris, and I guess most of the impoundments down there in the fall, they changed the striped bass limit from 2 every day to 1, and it's got to be 30-some inches. Like now, I think it's 16 inches. I'd have to look at the rules anytime now from spring until they hit that fall limit, and then they double the size. So I would love during the regular season to catch a 30-inch striper, but I have not done that. Other than that, we do appreciate you, Patrick, being here. And yeah, Atwood Lake. I've never fished there, but I heard it's really good fishing. That's going to be a great time for you. Yeah. Very, very cool. KDA-JNX, W8WKY. Brooker, it's great to hear you, my friend. Always great to hear you down there in Wayne County. You're up, my friend.
Well, good morning, Stefan. Good morning, everybody. On the Saturday edition of the Barometer Net, called KD8JNX-4. Right now I'm at my Southern QTH, Naples, Florida, where right now it's 80, sunny, and going to 92 again today. It was 92 yesterday, and it was a scorcher. I'm going to jump in and say good morning. I'm standing on the beach right now, looking over the Gulf of Mexico, out my backyard, I should say. I see some dolphins out there porpoising around and people fishing and walking up and down the beach. Seashell hunting. I just wanted to jump in and say good morning. Hope everybody has a good weekend. And maybe we'll see. I'm flying back home beginning Friday night, so I could go to the Hamvention on Saturday. So maybe we'll see everybody there. So with that, turn it back to you, Stephen. And everybody have a good and a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Kilo Delta 8, Juliet, November, X-ray.
KD8JNX, W8WKY, we do appreciate you, Brooker. Thank you so much for checking in. Hope your daughter's doing better, getting better. And, I knew a bunch of dolphins back in the day that had no purpose. Wacka wacka. But anyways, no, they found their purpose later on, and that was to haul in a whole big thing of fish. I can't remember what it was, but I remember being down in South Carolina once and down at Myrtle Beach looking out early in the morning from the hotel room, pretty high up, and watching the dolphins jumping in the surf, like not close to the sand, but probably about 100 yards out. You could see them jumping in the surf, and that was pretty cool. They were probably going for fish. They weren't doing that just for me to see them and say, wow, that's beautiful. They were probably jumping in for the fish. Oh, that's funny. Or in the Travelers movie, thank you for the fish, as they leave to go into space. Thank you for all the fish. KB8OTK, we want to say thank you for the in and out. And it's always good to have people that check in and out. And of course, if you did check in or out, you can always join us back on the log. All you got to do is say recheck, and we will throw you back on. But KF8GGM W8WKY Matthew, and you are up, my friends. Great to have you here this morning.
Good morning, Stephen. This is KF8GGM, Matt and Lorraine. First time I made the Saturday show, but I've only had my ticket for a couple months now. So with that said, I just, in observance of Armed Forces Day, I'd like to thank all my veteran brothers and sisters out there who served and say thank you for your service. And also, with that in mind, Mars is doing a DoD Armed Forces Day crossband test, and if you want to make some contacts with the military, there's information on the ARRL's website. Just search Armed Forces Day crossband test. It'll take you to a document where there are times and frequencies listed where you can make contact. And with that said, I will turn it back to Stephen, KF8GGM, back to net control.
KF8GGM W8WKY, we do appreciate you being here, Matthew. Yeah, Mars is a great organization. I was in Mars for a bit of several years back, and then I had to jump out for a couple of reasons, but I didn't jump out and burn any bridges. I just had to jump out. So I want to jump back in at some point. Now that I'm retired, I wasn't retired back then, and I had a lot of responsibilities that were still hammering home. But Mars is a great organization. I'll have to look that up because that's pretty cool. Nice that you shared that, my friend. Thank you so much. All right, we're at the bottom of the net, and I am looking at about 8:26. I know a lot of people want to get on with their days. We had a whole good group of check-ins, as a matter of fact. So I am going to send it over to Carrie, and I want to say thank you to everybody who was on the net and to all of our listeners, but I'll come back and give that preamble or the post-amble, whatever it is. It's some kind of an amble. But let me get W8CTM, W8 WKY, November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Carrie, it's always bittersweet. It's great. The sweet part is hearing your voice, and you closing us out. The bitter part is closing us out, because it's always great to be running the nets. But Carrie, you're up, my friend. It's great to have you here today.
Good morning, Stefan, and good morning to all of our check-ins and listeners out there on this scintillating Saturday. Well, it's typical gray skies out there this morning, but I think we're supposed to get some sunshine and warm up to about 70 degrees today. That'll be nice, and we haven't had 70 degrees in a while, and that'll be nice. There's no doubt about it. Well, Stefan, it sounds like you had a really good vacation down on your annual fishing trip down to Tennessee there. That was, I'm sure that was a good trip for you. And, I've lived on Portage Lakes for about over 50 years now. And I can count on one hand the number of times I've been fishing on the lakes out here. But oh well, I'm not a fisherman. And my neighbor Lloyd, he was a great fisherman, and he kept me well fed with fish. He would bring me. And I'd go down to his house and help him clean bluegill and crappie and all the good springtime fish, that's for sure. Anyway, that's a good trip for you down there. That was great. And today's my son's 51st birthday, so we'll see what goes on with that. But boy, it's 51 years. It sure don't seem that long ago, but it has been. Anyway, that's about all I have on that, and hope everybody has a great Mother's Day tomorrow. That'll be nice for the ones that still have mothers around. That'll be a nice day. Anyway, Stefan, that's about all I have this morning, so I'll just say 73. This is W8CTM, Carrie at Portage Lakes. Everybody have a super Saturday out there and enjoy the weekend, that's for sure. So with that, we'll turn it back to NAWB. Yeah, NAWB. I got it right this time. And Stefan, you can wrap it up there. Everybody just enjoy and have a great weekend, and everybody just enjoy and stay safe, stay healthy, and do a random act of kindness. That's always a good thing to do every day. So that's 73, and back to you, Stefan, to wrap it up.
88SLG, W8WKY, we do appreciate you. I'm sorry, W8CTM. My mind was going someplace else. W8CTM, Carrie, we appreciate you being here, my friend. Thank you so much. Always being here, always closing us out. It's always great to hear your voice. And, I had friends that lived down on Portage Lakes. As a matter of fact, if you go down Turkeyfoot Road, which is all changed now because of all the building through the golf course that was bought and purchased, you go all the way down there and you make a left-hand turn at the first side street. That's Silk Court. Go all the way down, and the left-hand house, which is where they used to live. Now they live in New Jersey. There's a wonderful military family that lives there now, a young family that have a child that moved in there. It was really, really cool that they got that place. But, my buddies John and Bob and Joyce Janicek lived there, and I spent many, many times on Portage Lake. And I did do some fishing, but only by the dock. Never fished off their pontoon boat. But I was able to tootle around all over when I was watching their house with the pontoon boat, go to restaurants and stuff. Portage Lakes is one of those secret places you don't know about. Even though I lived there for so many years, I never heard of it until they moved down there. So if you don't know about it, go down to Portage Lakes. Check it out. You can even rent pontoon boats down there off of 619. There's a restaurant and a pontoon rental place down there right off of 619. All right. Before I close anything out, I'm going to throw this over to 88 SLG. Nick, you're up, my friends. Great to have you here today.
NAWB, this is KD8SLG. Sorry I missed the show this morning, Stefan. Thanks for getting me in there and let me say hi. That's all I got. Been out and about this morning and got back in range. So, howdy, and we'll talk to you later on. Thanks, Stefan. Everyone have a great day. 730 all y'all. KD8SLG, back to net control.
KD8SLG, W8WKY, also November 8 Whiskey Bravo, my personal call. Thank you so much, Nick, for checking in. Good to hear from you. Keep your eye on the road and be safe. Nick is our new president for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. Like I said earlier, Phil is our vice president. Nick is our president. So we want to say thank you to Nick for being here. And so all you do for the club, man. I mean, really, it's really a great thing that you're doing and hanging on for the presidency and all that. So thank you so much. So, all right. I want to thank everyone who participated in today's net. Don't forget breakfast at Bueller's in Wadsworth on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. At this time, we're going to close the net with 37 check-ins. 37 check-ins. Not a bad net. Not a bad net. This repeater is returned to normal amateur use. NAWB and W8WKY are both clear. Please be safe. I enjoy amateur radio. I enjoy all of you. And I enjoy running nets because I can hear all of you and have a morning with all of you or an afternoon or evening. So thank you, everyone. Don't forget the the boredom breaker net coming up in the afternoon. And Andy is going to be running the dials for the first hour, AB8MO. So please check in with him if you have time and you can. So everyone, 73, hope to hear you down the road. And everyone have a safe and wonderful Mother's Day. If your mother's still here, make sure you call her or talk to her. If she's not, make sure you think about her. 73, my friend, November 8 Whiskey Bravo.